Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and things. So in this video, I want to tell about geospatial data analysis on MUS dataset. So it was a spatial prediction problem. So before going to our code, I want to explain about that how it performs and what is spatial data. So like that we have discussed it in this session. Okay. Yes, okay, is geospatial data analysis. So first of all, it is like problem statement as you know all. The MUS data set is provided by package SP. SP means like spatial points, like point data. So it is like point data. We have taken a point data set comprising of four heavy metals. It is in the topsoil in a floodplain along the river MUS, along with a handful of covariates also. So covariates like in which whereas the distance and the like the meters frequency like that are called as covariates. So the process governing heavy metal distribution. So why we performing this? So basically we need to find the regions of the heavy metal. So we take one metal. So that metal is called as zinc metal we have performed. So whatever regions it performed in a high and whatever regions it performed as low, like in which places the zinc metal is high contaminated in the river, so how find that. Okay. Metal distribution seems that polluted sediment is carried by the river, so and mostly deposited close to the river bank and areas with low elevation also there. So these are the packages we are using in our code. It is in the programming languages. There has used the GStat like SP. GStat is also known as the geostatistics package in R, like further geographically. So we have performed geology, like in which based on the earth basis. So that's why geostatics package we have used in R. It provides basic functionality like univariable and multivariable geostatical analysis. So if you have only one variable, then we have to do that for that variable also. If you have more than two or more variables, then you have used this gstat in your program. So like including variogram modeling, residual variogram modeling and cross variogram modeling, like these are the modelings we have used by using the gstat. So in which we have used the variogram modeling. So in that there are the models we have used. Okay, SP is like spatial data. Spatial data, it is in the point state. So it provides a general purpose classes and methods for defining, like importing and exporting the visualizing spatial data for that purposes it helps to us. Okay. And there are two types of spatial data. Actually, one is the raster and another one is the vector. So raster, it is like grid of values with a grain size and like spatial extent. And vector, a set of points. Like vector means, so as you know, the vector point data like points, lines, polygons. It is like geometry. So raster, it is not like that. It was the grid of values. So basically, in our project, we have used the vector format because it is the points data. Okay, how R handles spatial data? How it will handle our spatial data? So the package SP, as you know, it is a spatial points data, spatial data objects in R that contain the spatial information have special class will be there. So it is the spatial. So if you identify anything for to handle spatial data in R, then we have used the S. So it is basically containing the S. So whereas means it was visually it shows the spatially our data in points or lines or like geometry. This means they have the information on the projection stored as the project force string, and it is like default and the broadest extent of the data stored as a bounding rectangular or box. So the data will be stored in the box. Okay. So there is a bounded box will be created. There are special there are special classes for each type of spatial data. So there are many special classes, sir. So basically spatial points and spatial points data frame. So in which I have used the above class. So whatever the class, there are so many classes for spatial data. So I have used spatial points and spatial points data frame. and like spatial lines and the spatial lines data frame. And for the polygons, if you want to create the polygons, spatial polygons and spatial polygons data frame. If you want to use the spatial grid and spatial grid data frame, or spatial pixels and spatial pixels data frame, use the raster package. So for these purposes, you need to use the raster package. So if you are mostly working with the gridded data, it stores information more efficiently and it is easier to use also.